Psst, check this out.
Hey there, welcome to another episode of the Back Channel. In today's episode, I want to talk about the fundraising pitch version of product market fit. You know how some people say that product market fit is this feeling that it's so hard to describe, but once you experience it once, you'll understand it and you'll know what to look for in the future. And people try to describe it, but it's so hard that they talk about this pull from the market, not a push, but a pull. There is an equivalent of that for fundraising, and that's getting a VC to dream. So here's the experience that I'd like to describe for you and the thing that you're going for. I'll also talk a little bit about how you can set it up and the things that are important to understand about getting VC dreams triggered. So there is this amazing feeling when a pitch lands perfectly with the person sitting across from you at the fundraising table. It's when you trigger something in an investor's brain that gets them to dream alongside of you. When that happens, you get to pitch a story that has holes and gaps in it that the VC will fill in themselves. What I mean by that is when you paint an exciting enough story that's for some reason resonates with a venture capitalist, they will do the work for you in trying to figure out where it goes, how it's monetized, the next features that might come out that'll make it a game-changing company. And to do that, what you want to do is make sure you set the stage with a problem that allows someone who has context for what you are talking about in the space that you're in to grab hold of and then start dreaming and get excited about what is possible. Now, the thing about getting a VC to dream alongside of you is that you can't always predict which investor will actually have the necessary background in order to take what you give them and dream alongside of them. And that's part of the, I don't know if I would call it fun or the pain of fundraising. And what I always describe is that you don't know when some venture capitalist who says they're a generalist investor or focuses on certain areas but leaves open investments to invest in opportunities, being an opportunistic investor, all these things that VCs put out there. You never know when one of those investors will have accidentally had a dinner with an old friend whose spouse comes along and happens to be in the car dealership industry. Now, this spouse talks a little bit about the growing market, the wealthy owners that are running businesses with antiquated technology, which allows you to the next day happen to talk to a founder who's building technology to support car dealerships. If you are that founder, you would never have guessed that the VC sitting across from you would have potentially had a dinner very recently where he got to hear from the inside about the opportunities in the world of car dealerships. But because those things had been in place, when you start your pitch and you talk about the number of car dealerships in the United States, the amount of money that flows through there, the profit margins that these dealerships drive, you then get to say just a few little things about your unique solution to a problem, and that investor will grab hold and start dreaming. What if you could also do this? What if you could apply new AI technologies to this opportunity? What happens when you expand to tangential opportunities, not just brand new car dealerships, but the used car dealership segment? What about going to the wholesale side of things in the auto auction space? The investor, because of the conversations and the back knowledge that they had of your space, start dreaming alongside of you, and they pull the pitch out of your hands and start filling in the gaps for you. This is the fundraising version of product market fit, and it's what we are all after.
All right. So the problem with fundraising is that it just seems so simple, right? Fundraising is asking people for money. That's the first big problem. The second big problem is that most of the people that are going out to try to fundraise have been trained their whole lives this idea of fake it till you make it. So those two things combined create one of the biggest challenges that I see with startup founders today, which is why I created Adamant Fundraising. It turns out faking it till you make it when it comes to fundraising is a recipe for wasting a ton of time and getting to suboptimal outcomes or just completely failing. And yes, there's a ton of content online that you can find that will give you little bits of what to do. But if you're looking for a way to bring all the best knowledge from somebody that you trust into one place and surround that with a supportive community, live events that will give you great feedback, and other support structures to make sure that you are doing exactly what you need to do to fundraise the right way, well, then I want you to come check out Adamant Fundraising. Adamant Fundraising is our online program and community that has helped hundreds of founders get through the process successfully, has been a part of raising over $400 million, and it's something that we're extremely proud of. So if this sounds like something that could help you out, check out adamantfundraising.com and reach out online, ask any questions. We'd love to consider having you. All right, back to the show.
So, what I would tell you this is the most you can do is be great at setting the stage and making sure the problem space is clear. From there, you will be able to get some people excited about just the high level description of what you do. And then there will be some crazy deep product market fit slash VC dreaming moments where you just happen to hit Yahtzee on a venture capitalist that has background knowledge that makes it all line up for them. And they see the vision perfectly. Not even exactly your vision, but the vision that they now have for you. And they'll want to learn more. So do your best to set the stage. And then just remember, your pitch is not for everyone. You will continue to pitch random people who, on paper, you won't know if they will dream alongside of you. But you want to keep going until you find those and know that at some point you will hit that. Okay, so keep your bar high, be great at setting up the story, and know that there are investors out there that will dream alongside of you. When you get that feeling the first time, you'll know what it looks like and you'll be looking out for it in the future. All right. That's this episode of the Back Channel. I'll see you next time.